What can I plant in my yard this fall that will be low maintenance through the winter?
So Daniel from Atlanta asks, what can he plant through the winter that is going to thrive, right?
And going to be low maintenance.
Low maintenance. Now, in Atlanta, we had a historic freeze. Everybody's really concentrating on, okay, will this survive the next freeze? I'll tell you one of the things that I'm telling clients every other day, or especially when they're asking me these questions, is that we probably are going to over-index to plan for the next freeze when really we got to plan for the next heat. There's much more likely an opportunity for a plant to die for the next historic heat than the next historic freeze. Of course, watch we have another 20-year freeze. But at the same time, I really do think that everybody's overemphasizing this next freeze that probably not going to happen, and the next heat wave is going to be more detrimental. But to that end, anybody have any suggestions on low maintenance and something that's going to survive for this winter?
Violas and Pansies, right here.
I think, especially, was the question also like a ground cover? Did I make that up in my head?
I think you can throw that in there.
Well, one of the plants that I think is the most low maintenance, really stunning, takes all the heat, takes all the freezes, is Carex Avarillo, the yellow Carex. It is so easy. You don't have to do anything with it. Every 5 years, if there is a historic freeze and it gets brown, like, you can shear it back. It just flushes back out.
It's even prettier.
It's so
it is. And all of us have this like dark corner in our garden where nothing else really grows. And it brightens up this dark spot underneath trees or shrubs. No weeds can go in. It's my 100% best plant for low maintenance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that chartreuse color and all those things really make your kind of standard green more vibrant too.
Oh, absolutely.
I found that also, just throwing more stuff in there with that, because I've been using it a lot lately, is using it more sparingly. Like before, I would put in these giant masses of them, which was fine, but I think you lose a little bit of the wow on it if it's too much. It's really more of an accent, not really the body. It's really more of a little feature.
Yeah, in my woodland garden at home, in the path along in the woods, I've kind of done like peppering along the path on either side, like 3 here, 5 here, 3 here, kind of throughout the whole path instead of just a mass planting, just to give you pop to color as you walk along.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
Anybody else have a low maintenance winter?
I feel like, I don't know, and maybe this is regional specific, but I feel like my azaleas did really well even through the freeze. And they're just gorgeous this time of year. So maybe that's also why it's coming to mind. But especially some of the compact varieties, if you're looking for, your foundation planting and you're worried about, planting something that'll eventually get so tall that you're constantly having to prune it down and shear it back. Those, smaller compact varieties have done really well for me.
Yeah, the Encore varieties.
Encore, Autumn, and Angel. And
the Perfectamundos. I've been really happy with those. I planted some of them in my yard, and they're starting to bloom again. So I'm a huge fan of Perfectamundos. So.
Yeah. The double pink, I think it is, the light pink one. It's really
yes, it's really pretty. I like the white one, too. Another low maintenance perennial I like is Dianthus as well. It does great through the winter. It'll stay green, and down in Florida it was like, I don't know, above 95 degrees for 2 months, and my Dianthus was blooming all summer long and looks great right now. So I've become a big fan of Dianthus. I used to not like it, but after seeing it perform this summer through the heat, I'm like, okay, this thing's worth it.
What's your favorite variety? Sorry.
I have pink tinkle, and I'm a big fan of that one.
Lots
of that.
I'm gonna have to Google that one. Pink tinkle. What a name.
I think that also with Dianthus, just as I work for somebody who does a lot of breeding, the breeding work has just come such a long way. Like all those old varieties, they didn't perform very well in the South. And, if you had them in front of a sprinkler, they got brown so quickly. But like some of the new breeding work has been outstanding. We sell, for example, Paint the Town Magenta or the Paint the Town series, and I always on a regular basis go to trial gardens in the South. There's a big one in Charlotte at the Metrolina Gardens, and it's so nice to see how a lot of the Dianthus have really gotten so much better for the South.
Yeah, Fire Witch is my favorite just because that blue-green. It's really hard to find that color, and I always have a trail over a pot or a rock or something like that, and it'll give those little runners, little dead.
See, Mario, we have to hook you up with some new
Yeah.
varieties. That was exactly the one I was thinking about.
Old school.
Sorry.
Sorry, my plant nerdery needs some work.
This is what we are here for, right?
That's